When you run,
Yeah.
he's coming.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Today is Monday, March 28, 2016, and this is the meeting of the NUHRC Human Rights Commission. I'd like to call this meeting to order. And if everybody had a chance to see today's agenda, is there any questions, or does anybody want to include anything else? Can I have a motion to approve today's agenda?
So moved.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Okay, did everybody get a chance to see the minutes for our last meeting? And if there's any, are there any corrections, any questions, any changes? Can I have a motion to approve February 22nd?
I'll make a motion.
Meeting? Everybody in favor? Second?
I second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'd like to welcome our new commissioner, Ron Fleischmann, and we're so happy that you joined us today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back in my chair.
Speech.
Yeah. Want to tell us anything about you, yourself?
People might recognize me. I was on the NUHRC City Council for 9 years, and this is my usual spot, so I'm pretty happy to be back here, although now there's computers and all sorts of cool stuff.
Oh, you didn't have computers?
No, we were doing things
When
the
was
old
that?
paper way.
When was that?
1900, no, it was a while ago.
There's still some chalk down
But
there.
it's good to be back.
Blackboard.
Welcome.
Oh, good. Next item. We have talked before about having a youth representative. We talked about maybe 2 youth representatives. I think we passed them, we had a motion and we approved it. And Mayor, what do we need to make make a formal request from you to present it to the council? Or can you remember to present to council?
Just
Mhm.
put it in your minutes, and that'll go before the council.
So-
Make sure that Lisa knows it, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll go before the
For
council.
council. Thank you very much. And any suggestions about how we can advertise this, who we can talk to? I know that on my part, I thought I'll talk to Marianne Wong, who has the youth trials, or what is it called?
The youth court?
Teen court.
Teen court, yeah.
And Sheldon. I think I already kind of mentioned it to them and said they're pretty sure some of their students would be interested, and Carla Hansel. But maybe we should put a.
I talked to the
there.
counselors at the 3 high schools, I think. I talked to a counselor,
Ah, go ahead. You
and
talk. Okay.
that's what I'd recommend.
Okay.
Is this something we're gonna nominate? They're gonna nominate 2 people?
See, I
or-
don't know what if we have more than a couple that are interested.
Um,
Should we have them
my
serve in the
guess-
legal?
If you excuse me, my guess would be that, such as the rest of it, the mayor would be appointing those representatives for the youth. And recommendations would be made, the mayor makes the appointment.
Do we
Right.
have age requirements right now, or do we have anything set?
That's what I was wondering, you know, if we get, do we advertise it, they send the commission a resume or a letter saying that they're interested, and then we give them to the mayor with a recommendation? Does that sound?
What about do they have a student council in the high school?
Yeah.
Having that maybe discussed with the student council as
Okay.
maybe they can come to an agreement, or they know of somebody?
Okay.
Kind of give them their own ability to work through
I mean,
problem
they
solving.
It's a good
would,
idea, too.
they would recommend somebody, the student council? Yeah, but we would probably have to talk to maybe the 3 high schools. Then,
Yes.
you know, 'cause
We need to open it up to all 3.
to all
Yeah,
Oh,
3.
definitely.
Riverbend as well.
And
Oh,
Riverbend, yes.
Riverbend.
Agreed.
Correct.
You know, that's a wonderful idea. Thank you.
Maybe
would-
they could all come together. I mean, it at
Right,
least gives some
right.
experience.
Ask the 4 high schools
Mhm.
to talk to their student council. would anybody like to volunteer to talk to one or two or all of them? I know I can talk to Riverbend, the people at Riverbend. Can anybody take the high school and Cathedral?
I can take the high school.
Okay.
NBL.
MBL?
I can do NBL.
Bill, that was just great. And we left with Cathedral? Anybody that knows anybody in Cathedral? I can do
I-
it.
Somebody else say it before me?
No?
Oh,
No.
I go ahead.
Sounds good.
I can give them a call.
Take Ben, you can give them a call. All right.
Is there a criteria, or are we looking at an appointment time, or temporary, permanent? Is this kind of
Go,
everything
go
we'll
ahead.
work
I
through?
do have a couple of questions, excuse me. What length of term? What term length are you looking for? That would mean if you have a 3-year term, probably couldn't appoint a senior.
Right.
I was even thinking of a 1-year term. You could
I would
appoint
think
a
for high
senior.
school, a 1-year
Yeah.
term would be.
Yeah.
But
1 year.
that's what I was saying, so, and maybe the council should be, that should be part of the recommendation, that it's a 1-year term, and if you want 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, it could be rotated between schools. If you're gonna have 1 person, it could be rotated between schools. If you even have 2 people, we get a little crowded in here if we have 4.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, all of these little things should be discussed now,
Uh-huh.
and before you put the recommendation to the city council.
Right.
You got to think if it's a senior, they're going to be possibly going away to college.
I would also recommend that 1-year term could turn into 2. They could reapply for it. If we've got a junior
Yeah,
and
right.
they want to be in there, or even a sophomore, I believe we can give them a 3-year term at the max, or not a 3-year term, but consecutive 1-year terms for a period of 3 years, and with a 3-year maximum as the student representative.
Yeah.
Sure.
That would
Yeah, that sounds good. So for now, we know for sure 2 representatives in 1-year term. That's what we're looking for right now.
I think we should look
and
for
then
2.
when we can discuss the rest, yeah. Sounds good. So let's talk then to the high schools and see what they said, and we have any volunteers.
And you want to start that before summer?
Yeah, I would. I think the sooner the better.
I would think to
Oh,
start it in
wait,
the fall.
Fall, that you're right.
Right,
yeah,
I would
yes.
start this fall.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The school, I would arguably go with the school year.
Yeah. All right, so let's then make plans then for
Actually-
in the summer.
If I may, I'd say late summer, have their term
Okay.
begin August 1st, because if they are a senior, they'll be leaving by September. If they're going
That's
to
right.
post-secondary
Oh,
school.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of an August term.
right, August 1st to July 31st.
If they were a senior,
It's
then they would, or a junior, then they would be leaving the next year. Senior.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, if they're a junior now, going to be a senior.
Correct.
Okay, so we will contact them in the late summer.
Should
We'll
we have,
contact the schools in late summer. That's the plan?
No, I think you should contact
I
them
think we do.
now.
Get the ball rolling.
Oh, yeah,
now.
we have to contact them now.
Yeah, get the ball rolling
We
now.
just wouldn't have anybody come in as a junior representative until the fall.
Uh-huh. Okay.
should we have
Okay.
some kind of uniform or written criteria or application or something so that all the schools are getting the same message and we're receiving all of the same information from everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I think so.
So
Should have something written out.
May I make one more suggestion? That you hand out, that you bring with to all the schools, what this commission does, so that they know, oh, no, I don't want to be that, or, oh, you bet I want to be in that.
Definitely.
So, but if they're just being asked to be on a commission, the youth representative on a commission, what do we do? What,
Right.
What about approaching the winner of the essay or poster contest that's in high school?
I think we should let them know. I think if they're interested, that might be something to recommend them,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And I think we maybe do need to meet as a committee to iron out all of this. before we approach the schools.
Come up with the wording and whatever,
right,
the application
right, yeah,
criteria.
right.
And
Yeah. So would anybody be interested in being in this committee? Or we can put it in the events or the education committee?
I would be interested.
I would be interested in it too.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Is that
So the team-
education committee?
I
Well,
guess anybody,
well, you can do it.
committee, any commissioner
I think
that's
any
interested.
commissioner could
to
do
team
this. I think we have to look at it from that standpoint. It could be a new committee we have just
right.
reviewing applications to recommend.
Yeah. So I have the two, Frenning, Babel, Wendy Ringhofer. Anybody else interested? Jackie? Okay. Sounds
I can
good.
get working on like an application, just to have it,
Mhm.
scratch paper or whatever,
Mhm.
when we meet, kind of go over what questions are good or not.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so we have 4 people in this,
Are you going to be part of this, Madam Chair?
yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
you
I
want
could.
to
I've been
coordinate a
in
date for everybody then
party.
too, and we can get together?
Sure. And
I would
which days?
recommend the sooner we start this, the better. I would say that we should have a closing date for applications of about July 1st.
And they're out of school in the middle of May. So a
Yeah,
lot of them
public
are.
is.
Yeah, public. So
So,
But, they all have home phone numbers too.
our next meeting is on April 27.
That's a Wednesday.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry.
25th.
25th, right.
that's my youngest birthday. So I know that.
Oh.
Dory will be here.
Okay. Anytime, does everybody have a day that works for them? I mean, Mondays work for me. We can do it on the 4th or the 11th. Let's see. Well,
11th, a Monday, that's a Monday, yeah. Either of those would work, I'm sure.
okay, how about Monday, April 11th?
Are we looking at a noon hour, or are we looking at an evening, or what?
Should look at an evening or I can't come.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, evening.
Got
for
5
sure.
o'clock or 5:30?
5? Yeah, sounds good.
5:30?
5:30'd be, or even a 5:45, I'm sure I'll have to pick somebody up from baseball unless there's a
Okay.
game that day, so.
So let's say 5:45 on Monday, April 11th. And would you like to meet at the library like we've been meeting or somewhere else?
I think that worked
Or
well.
Lolas?
That's fine.
That'll work.
So
Library?
HRC,
Library is fine.
Okay.
5:30. Perfect.
All right, so you represent
Is that gonna be downstairs?
Upstairs.
Go upstairs? Okay.
very good. Good, and we can talk about all that stuff. Thank you. Anything else? Regarding the youth representative? Okay, so the next item is the education committee. Commissioner Ringhofer, do you wanna just talk about?
Sure. We met as a committee and went over the essays and the posters and did come up with winners. We do have a couple of ties for some of our posters, and we will have to meet again because we had a little, we moved things around a little bit, and now we have to move them back to our regular age categories. We had done some shifting, and then it'll come out in the wash. But we will be meeting afterwards. We'll be inviting all of the winners to join us at our next meeting, which will present all of the awards.
And how many did we get?
A lot. I mean, a lot. How's that for specific?
I mean, that's what I was wondering.
What would you say for essays? Maybe 15-ish?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe more. Posters, goodness.
I bet there was 20 posters.
20 at
I bet
least,
more than
20.
that. I'd
Oh,
say.
yeah,
20
more.
to 25 probably.
I think almost in
Yeah.
each, or just in the elementary alone, there were that many. So quite a few.
So good.
Some good ones.
Yes, really good.
There were some very good essays.
The essays were good.
And we did submit our first place essay to the state competitions, and it was really good, really well written.
Yes.
So we're impressed. That's that.
And so Anything else about the poster? Oh, actually, I would like to see how the commission feels about having including a video competition for human rights. I know NUHRC next year is gonna start working with younger kids. I know Riverbend, maybe some other schools. And I thought that would be really a nice thing for them to work toward. So how does everybody feel about that, including a video competition?
You mean on the subject that we pick?
On the subject, yeah. Or it doesn't have to be this subject. It could be just like any human rights theme or something. But just one more thing to, and they get
something
exposure.
that they create.
Something they create. If they do take classes or, with NUHRC, that they can use those classes to produce a video that we can show. And of course, you'll be showing NUHRC.
Right.
Yeah. So we can talk about it later for next year, but I thought I'll bring it up, see how everybody felt about it. Oh, by the way, the library will allow us to display the posters again this year, especially for the summer reading program.
We should make sure we get a press release out on that to local media.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The award letters are
Uh-huh.
going out this week, so after they're sent out, then we can do that.
And also mention that they'll be on display.
Okay. Yeah, I will send Commissioner Ringhofer the press release we've sent in the past to the paper, and I think in there we included the fact that they were going to be displayed probably through the summer at the library.
So the award ceremony, you have the families and present each award, each
Yeah,
winner.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We've done that in the past,
Okay.
and
Excuse me. In other years, we didn't do much. Should we do a little bit more, like maybe cookies or?
I think part of the
Be nice.
problem was that some we tried to put it at the beginning because some of these kids did have other activities. I'd love to do something more.
I think last year that would have worked out because
Uh-huh.
we really didn't have much of a meeting besides that. Everything else was pretty short, and then we spent the whole
spent
time
time.
with the awards.
We just get it done right away at the hour we can.
Yeah. And I don't know if we have too many things to discuss next meeting, so we
So
could do it.
That does take quite a bit of time to go through all the awards.
I think it'd be
Not
nicer
that
just to recognize them a little bit better. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I thought it was done kind of.
I'm all for
Well,
it.
that,
Yeah.
again, that could be something that we do on a Sunday when there's no games, if they are involved in extracurriculars. Even if we
great
do it at
idea.
is the library open on Sunday? I can't remember.
No,
Okay.
they're not.
Well, maybe Saturday
Saturday
afternoon or
morning,
something
maybe?
like that.
Yeah, that would be
And
nice.
just do it at the library and yeah, have some juice and cookies or something like that.
Are you saying to do the award presentation of the awards there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, instead of doing it at a regular
The,
meeting.
the nice thing about having it in here is then they get to be on TV.
Well, that's true.
That's the
Seems more formal too.
yeah, it seems more formal. Yeah, and but we can do it. Have the ceremony like we had in the past, and we took pictures and we submitted those to the paper.
Okay.
And then if we don't have a very long meeting, we can invite them to stay and have cookies and stuff. Does that sound like an idea? Let's do that. Yeah. Can I have a motion to have cookies?
I move to have cookies.
I second the cookies.
Everybody in favor?
I third it.
Aye.
Okay, great, great.
Yeah,
So
right.
you can say that on the letter when you,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I maybe
Just
already
say-
have them all.
Huh?
They're already invited here. Do you think we need to say?
Oh, no, no,
Because they're
that's
already
true.
kind of
Okay.
ready to go. So-
Well, just so that they know that they can stay, when we take care of other business, if we have other business, then we'll have.
See, I would say that
Jessica.
day that we just take care of our business quickly and be done with
I
it,
do
and then
too.
go on to the
Agreed.
presentation, and then
Yep, yep.
Does
they don't
anybody
have to
want to
sit through it.
bake something or do like bars? And I mean,
Oh.
I mean, I volunteer to make something like that if, instead of buying
Uh-huh.
something.
Yeah,
Doesn't,
I'll bring something
I
too.
will too.
Yeah, I'll bring some.
I can
and,
bake.
I can bake.
Bake. Oh, well,
You're not
then
baking
anything. I can
we'll bring
try.
something.
You can have the New Ulm Bake Off.
Can buy.
I mean, it would be look kind of cute
Yes.
to have something
I know.
different.
Yeah.
Anybody, you know, if you
Yeah.
bars or a cookie,
Make a bigger-
whatever,
Sure.
That sounds good.
be kind of nice, and
I'll
then we
bring
don't have to
something.
worry about
Okay.
spending no money.
Then
That's
can
right.
someone just bring water
Uh-huh.
or something?
I'll bring some drinks, lemonade or whatever.
I can help you with that too, Mara.
Huh?
That I can buy.
What?
I can
What?
help you with that too.
That'll be fun. Excellent.
And with the different,
Mhm.
just so we know too, last year it was pretty crowded in here with what we had, and now we have more age groups
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
it's gonna
Mm.
be,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crowded.
That'll be nice
Yeah.
for a change.
It's not too crowded now.
No offense.
Good. All right, are we done with the contest awards? So the events committee, we need to decide when we are gonna start asking for nominations for the Human Rights Award. Shall we do it before the summer?
No, I don't, I think it would be nicer to, because you're doing
Mhm.
that year,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be a good fall project.
Full? Does everybody agree? And I think the question came up our last meeting when the events committee met about whether we should change it and make it 2016 Human Rights Award, or are we going to go back like it's been before? You know, we'll be giving the 2015 Human Rights Award. Does anybody have any strong feelings about it? We would have to change it. Every year we give an award for the previous year.
So it seems,
Mhm.
but right now it feels like we're a year behind.
Mhm.
But could we just say 2015-16 and
There
just
you
do it that way?
Yeah,
Instead of
Yeah.
just doing a year?
Because they did some changes. I mean, there were some on the award itself. I noticed out there were some skipped years in there for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
But I think that's because they just didn't have any
Yeah.
nominations.
Yeah.
But
I like the 15-16 idea.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Truly, it's a human rights award that isn't awarded in a particular year. It isn't a 15-16 award. It's just a human rights award that is.
Yeah,
They're
like
being
that time.
recognized.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
year,
it isn't.
right.
To me, the year is insignificant. If you have
Right.
one, great. And if
Right.
not, so what?
Right.
To me,
I'm just
yeah.
talking because it was
throwing
a
that
little
out.
confusing and for continuity.
It
You know,
is.
and we should just put 16 the
If
year
the
we
next,
give it.
Yeah, if the next award
Right.
the
Okay.
recipient did something in whatever year it was, or because typically if they are awarded, it's not something they do in a specific year. It's just that happens to be the year we give it.
Right.
It seems because
Mhm.
a lot of them are repeatedly doing things that are of significance.
So, I mean, it last year worked very well. I don't know. We were late, but it worked out very well. We discussed it over like August and September, and then I think at the end of September we came up with the winner, and then we had the reception in October. We had it. Or when did we have it? Was it
I
October?
was gone.
But that worked.
Was it
Okay, so in any case, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait until later in the summer. Okay. And so we're done with that. Minnesota League. Commissioner Kreibel, have you given it some more thought about being our representative to the league?
Yes, I would
would-
be more than happy
okay.
to do so.
Can I have a motion then,
So moved.
or?
I'll second.
That's good. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Sounds good. And
I will let Beth know.
that's great. Thank you. Thank you. Which brings me to my report. I wanted to talk about the budget. in your case, what part of the budget was to pay for mileage for going to the league or any other places in which you represented the commission. So make sure that you, submit the mileage. Every year, the budget catches me by surprise. They always ask me for a budget before we have even next meeting. So this time, I want to get ahead of it. So I just wanted to let you know where we stand right now. The budget, that revised budget for last year, we requested $2,495. So far, we have spent just the dues for the Minnesota Human Rights Commission, and with the awards that we are giving for the poster contest which is 1,445, or something like that. I might be off like $5 or something. We still have $930 in our budget. Part of that is for the Human Rights Award, for the reception, and we buy the plaque and stuff like that. That comes about between $400 and $500, depending on what we do. The rest of the money is allocated for program expenses, speakers' fees, promo materials or whatever, and mileage. I want to maybe again have a committee and see what else we would like to do as a commission. And for next year, if we're gonna request more for the budget, if we are gonna have maybe start actively looking for speakers, even if we have to pay them. I also had, it was always unclear to me. At one point, I asked, well, can any chairman or any commissioner that wants to go for an education event to represent the Human Rights Commission. And I was told that only the chair was, so I wanted to make sure that I was right. So I asked Lisa this morning, and she referred me to Reg Borgwerk, which is the finance director for the city of New Ulm, and his answer about how we spend the money and what we can pay, this is his answer. There are no direct guidelines for commissions. They have a budget which for human rights in the 2016 budget is $2,495. The budget can be spent how the commission sees fit as long as it is for a public purpose, which paying food, mileage, education could be. Because I also inquire whether even overnight stays, if it's a symposium or something like that. Therefore, if they have enough budget to allow payment to other members in the commission, they could also pay for those expenses. So there is no restriction on who can go. And I think any commissioner that's interested in going to anywhere, whether it's Minneapolis, maybe national and stuff, and we have the budget, we can do it. It doesn't have to be the chair. So I want to let you guys know. I know I like going to the one for the Minnesota Department of Human Rights every year, the symposium, and I'll probably try to go again this year. It's usually at the end of the year. But if any of the commissioners are interested, please, feel free. We right now, we still have money in the budget, and we should think about that for next year and see what you guys are interested. Sounds good?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
when is our budget request due?
Yeah, it's usually in September or October, if I remember correctly. And since we sometimes don't meet during the summer, it always catches me by surprise. And I think the last two, we just requested kind of the same amount based on what we had done before. But this year, we are expanding a little bit more. And now that I know that there's really no restriction about, who can submit expenses, I think everybody should be aware and start thinking about what if they want to attend symposiums, classes, events, or whatever. as long as it's educational as part, and reports back to the commission or is representing the city of New Ulm. That's how I understand it. Sounds good. Any?
I was just at a social work convention for 3
Mhm.
days, and they
Mhm.
had various culture sensitivity presentations. I know there was one that was particularly good was the LGTB presentation that they did.
Which
Just being-
definitely falls in human rights.
Yeah, it was culture sensitivity, appropriate language, appropriate titles, appropriate, and what it struck me about it was three individuals that were speaking of their, their life choices and life experiences. A father, and three ladies and a transgender individual who's now going through hormone therapy. They were from Duluth area. There's a very active group up in Duluth, and I think they do obviously they do speaking around the state. And I just am wondering, are there within New Ulm any kind of culture sensitivity presentations that we actually sponsor or do here in New Ulm per se?
Not that I know,
And
but
that
would be a really
It was an
good
amazing
idea,
presentation,
yeah.
and to see the fear that they had just talking about it amongst the people that, or we were allies, referred as allies if you support the LGBT population. That was just one experience that was very good. If you have a lot of community people, young or old, that have curiosity about that population, it was just a really well done, sensitive job that they did. And you needed to be sensitive to the presenters as well, because they're so pretty frightened about talking about it. It was amazing how that affects them. That was one, and then Mr. Cohen that does presentations around the state of Minnesota. He is a black gentleman. I went to several of his presentations. Excellent. Oh, he's just a very sensitive, entertaining speaker. Just dynamic. Really makes you think. He would be a cost. He'd be good.
Cost, and that's the kind of things that maybe we should be sponsoring.
Just a
It's,
thought. I
you know,
found them extremely interesting.
So if you
But I know those
bring us that
folks-
information, and that would be a wonderful thing, I
Yeah.
think, to bring, and we can request a budget for that.
Yeah, I don't know what the
Yeah.
interest would be, but they were well done,
Mhm.
very good.
Well, I think it's a good idea to have more symposiums like that we can present here to the community. And, I mean, we have to look at how much these speakers are going to be, but,
Yeah.
there's always that potential, too, that we can partner with somebody
That's
as well to offset the expenses.
That's
So I think it's well worth looking into.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
you're saying there should be a committee looking into what the possibilities are, and then maybe if we need to increase our budget to accommodate
Does that
that, is
sound
that what, I just
reasonable?
wanna write this down
Yes.
correctly.
Would anybody be interested also to be in a committee to talk about what we can do?
Yeah, I'm very willing to contact some of these speakers too. I mean, I have their
Yes.
names and their phone numbers and whatnot, because I just thought they were.
The
And it-
Diversity Council out of Mankato would be a good contact as well, and I don't know how far they go outside of the Mankato area, but they do come and do classroom presentations for the Mankato schools.
And this would be something I'm thinking community as opposed to students per se. They got it. We need to catch up. And that's what I got out of this whole presentation, is just that need to be aware. It's just such a need to be aware.
I'm willing to serve on a budget planning committee.
Maybe, thank you. Anybody else would be interested in serving in the budget planning committee? I know I will. I would like to. Yeah. And we can start thinking, any chance that you could find out how much, like, the fees would be for these people? Because that would help us start planning, yeah? So, Commissioner Fleischmann?
The big thing is the one thing they talked about is the high suicide rate that's beginning to happen amongst young people because of their coming to grip with what's going on for them.
Right.
Very real. Very real. So I just found that very.
Would you be interested in serving in this committee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make some,
Okay.
I know these people, I don't know if this Winthrop, or excuse me, if this Duluth group might travel. My suspect is that they do, I think they do a lot of
Uh-huh.
presentations wanting to spread.
But
Spread the
that would be really good.
This
I
Mr.
know
Cormack
that the high school sometimes brings speakers like the guy that you just read, the book. But this is maybe a little bit more edgy, maybe a little bit more controversial, but it's still real. It's still the problems that, they deal with.
Mhm.
And,
But the fact that it is controversial is the reason that we should have them come here,
It-
because it
it-
shouldn't be, and that's the whole point.
Exactly.
exactly.
Precisely.
Battle
So-
ignorance.
Well,
Mhm.
just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it doesn't need to be
It's
talked about.
Right.
Right,
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
And for me, it's the worst, just the suicide is so
Mhm.
real
No,
here.
I know. That's part of what we talked with a couple of years ago when we had the bullying program. They were talking about how many kids were committing suicide and why, and social media and all that stuff. So that would be lovely. That would be great. So we can talk about those things, see how much we think we would have to allocate for that, and prepare for next year's budget. Very good. And do you wanna plan tentatively maybe a meeting to meet a little bit and talk about that? We can do it another Monday, or what works for you guys and anybody else who's interested too. We could do it on the 18th.
Easter's over, so Wednesdays are open.
Wednesday, are you good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of good for
Okay.
me.
Wednesday the 13th,
Of
Would that
April?
yeah. And the same in the library at 5:45. Would that work?
Yes.
Okay, budget.
Actually, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, just Mondays get kind of nuts for me.
Okay. Very good. Let's do that.
So you want to do it Wednesday, Wednesday,
Wednesday
April
the 13th?
13th, at what time?
5:45. But does that work for you, Ron?
At
Sure.
the library?
At the library? Yeah.
Okay. I'll bring my materials with, and you can have to take a peek
Very
at
good.
different
Great.
titles that they presented, that
Mhm.
they had. and
That'd be nice.
I'll be getting
that'd
the
be
overhead
lovely.
presentations for those, and I plan to do some sensitivity teaching at the hospital with what I picked up.
That's great.
So, just so we are,
Excellent.
they want to hear me.
Very good. Okay.
Though I'm not on that budget committee and for that, but I think you should brainstorm regarding who would be some potential partners for any of these things that we do.
Right, yeah. Partners, yeah. Well, nothing came out of a partnership with the United Way because they pretty much had everything totally planned, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
far as
already the
advertising.
speaker, they
Has
have
anybody seen
yeah.
any advertising about it for New Ulm? I have,
I
Not-
haven't.
Not
Have
too
you?
much, no.
Donna emailed me today on it, and she asked if it might be too late to
Late.
put a Facebook event out there for tomorrow.
Yeah, I would say it is. Yeah,
So I'm hoping for
Yeah.
a good turnout.
Okay.
I worry a little bit that there wasn't anything. Did anybody hear anything on the radio?
What's going on?
I haven't.
There's a sex trafficking
Oh, the one in
panel.
Sleepy Eye?
There's one
Oh.
tomorrow here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
there
At
was a
7.
story in the paper about the one in Sleepy Eye, but nothing for the one here.
Oh, but
What time's
nothing
that
over
at?
here.
No,
Tomorrow at
Yeah.
7 at the community center.
Center tomorrow
Oh,
at
here,
7,
that
okay.
seems, okay.
And then there's one in Springfield tonight.
yeah, somebody dropped the ball on that one.
No kidding, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they had the money and they should have really advertised that.
And I got from her email that she said, oh, we've spread the word on,
We've got it taken,
Facebook
because I
and-
asked
I
if
don't
she
know.
wanted me to
Mm-mm.
do anything, but
Mhm.
she was on vacation.
Mm.
So,
yeah,
On
that's what I kind of
vacation
got
last
from
week.
that, was that they had already
Uh-huh.
advertised everything.
Yeah,
I'm planning on going tomorrow.
I will be there.
yeah, I'll probably try to be there. I hadn't heard about it either. So, where is it again? The community center?
Yes.
Community center, okay.
And what time is that?
7 p.m.
7?
Is that the one by South Point, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, today is March. So, Tuesday, 7. Thank you, Jackie. Good, anything else? And as far as the fall 2016 program, I guess we can talk about it at the budget and talk about speakers or what we can do for the fall. So, anything else? The date for the next meeting, again, we say it's gonna be April, what did I say? April
25th?
25th?
At 5
Yep.
o'clock again, right?
Yeah, 5 o'clock. So, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second
Everybody in
it then.
favor? Thank you
I'm
very
not new
much,
at
guys.
this.